So now chemical properties of sulfuric acid. So when we are taking sulfuric acid, we are getting two type. Here one will be concentrated sulfuric acid, another it is dilute sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid. This concentrated sulfuric acid, as it does not ionize, so it does not show, does not show the property of ions. It is not an acid, because acidic property is shown when H3O plus ions will be formed. Here 100%, when we are talking about 100% concentrated sulfuric acid, at that case it will means this one will be 100% acid. 100% concentrated acid will not behave as a acid, because it does not form ions. Here in this case, dilute H2SO4. Dilute, how it is? When acid will be added to water, dilution has takes place. So more amount of H3O plus ion will be formed. It will show the property of acid. So whatever acidic property will be shown, it will be shown by the dilute sulfuric acid, not by the concentrated sulfuric acid. Here where we are writing H2SO4, so here we have two replaceable hydrogen ions, or it can form two hydronium ions. So it can be your dibasic acid. Understood? So when it is dibasic acid, it will let us write down this one, H2SO4. It will give rise to H plus SO4, give rise to H plus HSO4 minus. Again, this HSO4 will HSO4 minus will give rise to again H plus SO4 2 minus. Okay, so here what we are getting, if we will take it, if it will cancel, then H2SO4 give rise to 2H plus SO4 2 minus ion. Okay, so here it will produce dibasic acid. It forms two type of salt. What is the two type of salt? One will be acid salt, another one will be normal salt. Okay, chemical properties. So now we will see the general properties, chemical, this acidic property of dilute H2SO4. Here we will see this property of dilute H2SO4. So this one we will, first of all we will see acidic property. Okay, so under acidic property, what comes? Here we will take metal, the same thing only, metal plus H2SO4, dilute, here have to mention. So here it will be salt plus hydrogen. So what it can be? Let it be zinc plus H2SO4 give rise to ZnSO4 plus hydrogen. Yes, balanced. Second one, it can be this acid plus base give rise to salt plus water. This is the most important property of acid. So acid, what is that one? We have taken H2SO4 dilute. Here base, the most evergreen base, that one it is NaOH you take. So what we are getting? Na2SO4 along with that one water 2. So here it will be 2. Okay, sulfur. So yes, 6 it is. Okay, this one will be with this acid neutralization. This one it is neutralization reaction. So what is the third one? Third one it is Third reaction is metal carbonate. Here metal carbonate or it can be bicarbonate plus acid give rise to salt plus carbon dioxide plus water. Okay, so metal carbonate or bicarbonate. Okay, so here what we can carbonate, let us take a sodium because all these Na2CO3, we will take H2SO4. Obviously this one is dilute. Here what we are getting, Na2SO4, along with that one carbon dioxide, along with that one we will get water. If we will take bicarbonate, the same thing only. Let us take some sodium bicarbonate or potassium bicarbonate, anything. Let us take NaHCO3, sodium bicarbonate. Here H2SO4. What we are getting? Na2SO4 plus carbon dioxide plus water. So here 2, here 2. So water will be 2, carbon dioxide will be 2. This one will be for metal carbonate. Now let us see the metal sulfite or bisulfite. Here metal sulfite. Okay, plus or otherwise here also sulfite or hydrogen sulfite, bisulfite or hydrogen sulfide plus acid, dilute acid give rise to salt plus sulfur dioxide plus water. Okay, so here the same thing. Let us take Na2SO3 plus H2SO4 dilute give rise to Na2SO4 SO2 with water. This one will be for bisulfite. So here from the sulfite, remember sulfur dioxide comes out. Okay, then let us take bisulfite. So it can be NaHSO3 plus H2SO4 dilute give rise to Na2SO4 along with that sulfur dioxide along with water. So what does it come? So Na2, this one is 2, water will be 2, then this one sulfur dioxide will be 2. This one will be for bisulfite. Okay, understood? Then we will go for sulfide. So all these are interesting. All this acid, all these are the common properties, and in the hydrochloric acid also we have discussed this one. Then we will go for sulfide. So here metal sulfide. So here ITE, ATE and IDE, all these are important. Here we will metal sulfide with acid. This one will be dilute acid. Give rise to salt H2S. So let us take ZnS plus H2SO4 dilute. What does it give rise to? It gives rise to Na2SO4 along this one H2S. Rotten XML, which this one will be rotten XML, which turns lead acetate paper silvery black. Okay, so all these are these properties of this sulfuric acid. Then another one also we can take. This one is the two type of salt. I told you two type of salt it will be formed. Then we will go for otherwise another reaction also for this dibasic acid also you let us take. It is your dibasic acid. So reaction I told you, but reaction I have not told. here if it will be NaOH with H2SO4, the salt, first case the salt can be NaHSO4 along with that one water, because one only replaceable ion. When I am taking this one, I used to tell that HSO4. So this H, it has added to this water. Okay, so this one will be the water, and what is the other product we are getting? NaHSO4 is the product. This one will be the product for us. Got it? Then this another one can be this one will be first. So what type of salt this one? This one is acid salt, because hydrogen is present. Then we will go for NaOH along with that one H2SO4. Here obviously it is dilute only. We will get Na2SO4 along with water. This one will be normal salt. This one it is normal salt. Okay, so all these are the properties of dilute acid. Now the interesting part comes. We will go for this reaction of concentrated sulfuric acid. And this concentrated sulfuric acid, here remember this one, what things we are going to discuss. One thing will be act as a dehydrating agent. Second one, it can be oxidizing agent. Next, it will be non-volatile acid. Non-volatile acid. This is a common question in board. Board will be given some match the following, just like that one. Few equations will be given, and here another will be given as name the properties: acidic property, dehydrating property, oxidizing property. So you have to match this equation, and you have to write side by side. You have to write this type of reaction, which type of reaction it is. So now we are going to discuss about this property of concentrated H2SO4. These are very, very interesting. So first of all, oxidizing property. So here first one, let it be oxidizing agent. It acts as a oxidizing agent. So what happens in case of oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent here, when H2SO4 this decomposes, it gives rise to sulfur dioxide, water, along with that one nascent oxygen. H2S1, 2, 3, 4, nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen form, this one will help somebody else to oxidize. So here first of all, let us take for the non-metal. In case of non-metal, we will discuss carbon and phosphorus. Well, carbon and phosphorus both are in our course, so we will go for carbon. So carbon with H2SO4, here you have to mention this one, it is concentrated, because concentrated sulfuric acid only act as an oxidizing agent. Dilute sulfuric acid, they never act as an oxidizing agent. So when this one is reacting, here this oxygen will combine with carbon. So what will be the product? Carbon dioxide will be the product. Here when this one decomposes, this gives rise to sulfur dioxide and water. So along with that one, we have sulfur dioxide and water. So what is the oxidizing product here? Carbon dioxide is the oxidizing product. Okay, so let us balance this one. This one will be 2 and water part will be 2 and sulfur dioxide will be 2. Understood? And some cases, children, they used to write carbon dioxide plus water, carbonic acid, but carbonic acid is unstable, that is why we don't write it. So here carbon dioxide and water we can write. Then let us go for phosphorus. These two are in our course. So phosphorus with H2SO4, here what does it give rise to? Remember one thing. Here let us little do this. After that one we will put it here. So here phosphorus plus oxygen, it gives rise to phosphorus pentoxide. Remember, so phosphorus pentoxide with water, because this one water will be there, this oxygen will react with phosphorus, give rise to phosphorus pentoxide. Here water part also there, because concentrated sulfuric acid, this water also will react. So what will be the product? Here H3PO4, it is an acid. So but we know this P2O5, this is the acid anhydride of H3PO4. Okay, so what will be the product we will write here? We will write phosphoric acid as the product. H3PO4 is the product. Along with that one, the same thing, sulfur dioxide will be there and water part also there. You may ask question, so water it is used? No, some part of water is used, some part of water is also there. All this water, whatever it is involved, that is not utilized. That is why here water will be there. So now balance this one. This one will be 2 phosphorus, 5 H2SO4, 3 phosphoric acid, water will be 2 and 5 will be sulfur dioxide. This is the oxidizing property. So what is the oxidized product? Here H3PO4 is the oxidized product, because these two cannot be oxidized product, because when this concentrated H2SO4, it is decomposes, this two will be the automatically the product. Only this is the part oxygen oxidizes reaction with phosphorus to give rise H3PO4. This is with the two non-metals. Now let us see two reactions with that metals. So in case of metal, let us take one copper, let us take zinc, let us take. So when we are taking copper, one thing just before the one, let me write this. Here H2SO4 concentrated, so when it decomposes, give rise to sulfur dioxide, water plus oxygen. Let us keep that with us, so that whenever reaction will proceed, that one will be easy for us to perform. So here copper reacting with H2SO4, here concentrated, give rise to copper with sulfate. Here product will be copper sulfate, along with that one water, along with that one sulfur dioxide gas comes out. So 2 here, 2 water and sulfur dioxide. Now this can be your observation also. What do you observe? When concentrated sulfuric acid is added to copper. So here copper is the brownish metal or pinkish brown metal. This pinkish brown metal turns to this blue solution here, because whatever it is, it will be in the liquid form, no? So it will turn to blue. You can write this one as blue, along with that sulfur dioxide gases. Okay, then let us see that zinc. Zinc with H2SO4, what is the product? Here, this is the oxidized product, zinc sulfate, also oxidized product. So here water and sulfur dioxide. So 2 sulfuric acid, then 2 water, this one will be for metal. And inorganic compounds, that is not in our course, but let us see one of these inorganic compounds. So here inorganic compounds, let us take H2S with H2SO4. This one is concentrated. What does it give rise to? It gives rise to sulfur, which is a yellow suspended particle. Here will be water, along with that one SO2. These two are the common product when we are taking concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay, so here what it can be 2 water, and if we are taking hydrogen iodide, the same thing only. Here H2SO4 concentrated we are taking, in place of sulfur this one will be iodine, and here water, and here So iodine 2, this one will be 2 water. Okay, so these are will be oxidizing agent. Then what else we will go for? All these are very interesting, and all these are means observation questions also. Now we will go for a dehydrating agent. It acts as a dehydrating agent. Dehydrating agent. One property here we have discussed, drying agent. So what is the drying agent and dehydrating agent? Drying agent and dehydrating agent. So drying agent means absorb moisture physically. Thus this one it is absorb moisture, absorbs or removes moisture or water physically. No change in composition. No change in composition. This one it is a physical change. Now let us go for dehydrating agent. Here absorb moisture or water. It is chemically. It removes. Here composition changes. Here obviously composition change means this one will be a chemical change. Okay, so all these are the difference between drying agent and dehydrating agent.